What is the difference between UBO and the present sanctioning organizations?
Well, the current sanctioning organizations, they rate fighters. There's four of them. There's the World Boxing Council, the IBF. The World Boxing Council is based in Mexico City. The IBF's based in New Jersey. The WBO, that's the World Boxing Organization, they're based in Puerto Rico. And the WBA, I think they're Medellin, Colombia. I think that's right.
Depends what day it is.
Yeah, I think they're Medellin, Colombia. And they rank the fighters, but the promoters, sir, have to like, they work with the sanction organizations to like.
What does the UBO do that they don't do then?
Well, the UBO would essentially be the promoter, and that's kind of the big difference is the UBO would be ranking their own fighters that have both sides of the card. And there's a lot of benefit to that, sir, because you don't have to wait to ask who can fight who, okay? Like, there's all these mandatories that happen once a year or about annually. So what happens is you have like 4 different lists. You have 4 groups, and there's 4 different lists. Now, some of these people are the same on the list, but a whole lot of them aren't. So, like, if somebody gets a mandatory, you have to, the champion is supposed to, gets a letter and says, hey, congratulations, you're the champion. You've got like 6 weeks or 8 weeks to negotiate a deal with the #1 contender or our mandatory champion. And it sounds great when you say it like, but it's not what happens in reality. A lot of times what happens is if there's a better fight for financial reasons, they'll try to do what's called a special exception or a special.
How would a UBO fix that?
A UBO would have their fighters fight the fight that they believe is reasonable for the rankings. They would have like a probably, I got to think that they're going to do it the other way that the other group does it, and have the media do the rankings. So like, it's like, I'm older, but the newspaper or the internet media people would do the rankings, and you wouldn't have to be forced into a mandatory. You could have the champion fight the #6 if that made sense. But most of the time, it is the #1 contender versus the champion.
Now, does the bill anticipate a specific organization to be a UBO, and can others qualify?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's going to be.
Absolutely what?
I think that absolutely there will be multiple UBOs in a short amount of time if this bill were to pass. I would think of 3 or 4 would pop up within 3 or 4 years of this bill passing, because it will take a little bit of time to get going, but at least 3 or 4.
Now, there's several provisions in here, minimum amount per round, insurance requirements and things like that. Is it better to do that by statute or by regulation, where it'd be easier to update the amount per round or the insurance coverage or the kinds of health requirements? Would it be better to do that in statute or by regulation?
Congressman Scott, that is an excellent question, sir. That is an excellent question he just asked. We've been trying, look, we did it by regulation the first time and by statute the second time, but we're one state. We had I think 90 or almost 100 boxing events last year, but that's one. To get the entire country on the same page of a minimum, we have to have the United States Congress do this, because 50 state legislatures or thereabouts are not going to take this up, or 50 state commissions aren't going to run regulations. It's going to take Congress.